Hey, Mike.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Alright.
Yeah. Still working?
Well, here and there.
Yeah. Dwindling down? Anything new and exciting going on? Not really. Okay. Well, last time we talked a little bit about some of the beliefs and thoughts that you have about yourself, about other people, about the world. And we made a list of some should statements that you have kind of running around in your brain most of the time. Remember, we went through that? So the major one that you had written down was this belief that I am not good enough. And when I asked what makes you believe that you're not good enough, you came up with a few should statements, and they were, I should be happy all the time, or I should be more successful, should have a more respectable job, make more money. And then your temper, you mentioned you shouldn't have sort of the emotional ups and downs that you seem to struggle with a little bit. So I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about those should statements that we came up with, and maybe challenge them a little bit if need be. And then I told you that we would spend a little bit of time today talking about the anger thing that you had mentioned last time. So, sound good? Okay. So the first one, the first should statement that you had was that you should be happy all the time. Do you know anybody like that?
Kinda, I guess.
You know people that are happy all the time?
Not really. Not all the time.
I don't think I know anyone who's happy all the time.
I guess not.
Do you think that's a realistic expectation for yourself or anybody, really?
No.
I think sometimes we find people that appear to be happy all the time sort of annoying. Do you think people that maybe appear to be happy all the time are really happy all the time, or is that maybe a cover?
Probably a cover.
Yeah.
But I think you do what you need to, kinda, you should be able to at least be happy most of the time.
Maybe. You've gone through some things recently. You're divorced, and major life transitions. Is it realistic for people to be super happy during those types of transitions?
No, I guess not.
Okay. So just challenging that a little bit is good. You also said that you should be more successful. You should have a more respectable job and should make more money. So with which maybe, I mean, success you talked about in terms of, I should be in a management position by now. I could maybe be one of the bosses by now, and things like that, which is good. Do you think that's an attainable goal?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe trying to reframe this I should statement, how can we maybe turn that into something positive, instead of saying I should? What's maybe something else that we could say instead?
I don't know. What do you think? I mean, I could say I could.
Okay. And how is that different than should?
I guess I should do something that makes me feel like when I don't do it, I've kind of failed, or I've done something wrong. And when I say I could, it leaves the room to feel bad out, I guess. I mean, it's something that I can attain rather than something I'm setting myself up to fail, I guess.
Yeah. I think that's a great observation. I think should has sort of a negative connotation, like you said. Should implies that if you don't, something may be wrong with you, or you've messed up somehow. But could is more like, I can do that. I'm able to do that. It's possible. So what needs to happen in order to get there? It's more hopeful, I think, than I should. So that's good. So maybe you could practice doing that in your own time, when you are discovering those moments where you're saying, I should be this, or I should do that, or I should be a certain way. If you can catch that in those moments and practice replacing those statements with the could statements instead, I think that'd be a lot more hopeful. Sure. The other thing that we talked about a little bit was your temper. You called it your temper. And we talked a little bit about what that looks like. And then we talked a little bit last time about how anger sometimes is expressed to cover maybe like a softer, more vulnerable emotion. We talked very briefly about that. So I'd like to get into that a little bit more today and just kind of explore that a little bit. So I printed off this article that I found. It's called The Masks of Anger. And she goes through and lists